welcome to the vlog, welcome to No Boring Days. In this video, I'm going to talk about the differences between a cyclocross bike and a gravel bike. Can you tell which bike I'm on? We'll start with gravel bikes because they are a little bit more complicated. Typically, drop bar bikes, they're like the what do they call that? Army Swiss knife of the drop bar bikes. You can go fast on the road, you can go off-road with them. Typically 700 by 40 or around there tire width. Lately they've been coming up with suspension, but the interesting thing with gravel bikes these days is that there's a wide range of gravel bikes. On one end, there are the bikes that are like meant for bike packing, meant to be able to go anywhere, have lots of like eyelets for rack mounts or bags or whatever. Or you could have these fast gravel bikes that are almost mountain bikes. They're optimized to go a little faster off-road. You know, the famous example I think would be the what was it called? Chamois Hagar. I think that was the bike. And then lately, and it seems to be a lot more popular now, will be the race focused gravel bikes. They basically have geometry very close to racing road bikes, and they're just meant to go fast. So they're light, fast, twitchy, and there's a lot of gravel bikes in between all of those categories. My midnight special is an example of that. Well, this bike, the Canyon Inflite, is a cyclocross bike. Now, cyclocross bikes are a lot easier to explain. They are all meant to do one thing, and that is to go fast in a cyclocross race. So I believe UCI rules, they have to have at maximum 33mm tires, I believe. But a lot of cyclocross bikes fit about 35mm tires. They're light, agile. If you're running through a cyclocross course, this is pretty easy to carry. These are pure bred race bikes. There are no like mounting points, eyelets or anything, like just enough for the water bottles, and that's it. Okay, let's continue with the bike ride. That was so dumb. But with the advent of the race gravel bike, some cyclocross bikes and gravel bikes are looking more and more similar. Sometimes the only difference is the tire clearance. And sometimes there is no difference at all. Take a look at the Cannondale Super 6 Evo gravel and cyclocross bikes. It's the same frame, just different components. I think the tires are different and the group sets are different as well. I think the cyclocross has the 1x. 1x is a lot easier if there's a lot of mud involved, and the 2x has a wider range, which, you know, matches the versatility of a gravel bike. But basically it's the same frame. So I don't know. It's been raining every day this week. So this is the first time it didn't rain, so I went out right away. But it's drizzling now. I'm still gonna bike, but a little bit closer to home, just in case it just pours. It's raining now. course, I get a flat tire. In the rain. Alright, well, maybe I'm a kilometer away from my house, so it's not too bad. And it's a cyclocross bike, so it's easy to carry. Always look at the bright side. Makes life easier. One benefit this bike has over my Midnight Special is that it's pretty easy to carry, honestly. Like, I mean, it's not the lightest bike, but it's a lot lighter than my Midnight Special. I've tried going through really steep trails with the Midnight Special, and it was hard to lug around, man. This one, it's pretty easy. I've been using the Canyon Inflite for my road rides, uphill rides where I know it's mostly road, so I need a light bike. Or like on days when I don't mind having to go fast, like getting out of my zone 2, because the gearing for this is not like my Midnight Special. My Midnight Special has a lot easier gearing, perfect for zone 2 rides, even if you go up really steep hills. I would have normally used the Midnight Special on days like today, where it was mucky with chance for rain, but let me show you why I didn't use it. The main reason I haven't been using the Midnight Special is because it's in the house, set up as a trainer right now. But generally I use the Midnight Special as my main like endurance bike, long rides or zone 2 training. And it's going to be my main bike also for off-roading. So when I decide to do like some really off-road routes, this will be the bike that I use. Currently set up with a Fox suspension fork, so it's really nice off-road, and it's built like a tank. This thing is gonna last forever. Contrast to my Inflite, which is gonna be the main like race bike. This will be the main like chill out bike in that sense. But again, I feel like with the gravel bikes, there's so much versatility with the gravel bikes that it is bordering on other categories of bikes as well. I'm sure there are even gravel bikes that kind of border as an all-road endurance bike. I'm sure there's gravel bikes like that as well. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I've got a lot of cleaning to do and a tire to fix. No boring days, please subscribe.